You you do know that we're not right? You've got that figured out yet?
It's been one of those mornings in the studio already.
Uh-huh.
Then Kelly comes in and added to it.
Boy, I'm sure. I don't know
She's
what
having a
I
bad
don't know
morning.
what my little doggy did to her. She just got really mad and started kicking.
I didn't see the dog food bowl in the middle of the floor.
So she kicked it all over the floor.
I kicked
And-
some of it. Some of it remained in the bowl. Yeah.
Everyone listening,
Yeah.
you know you have these mornings too.
Didn't even see it. Just coming in here. Didn't even see it.
Welcome to Hump Day. It's one.
There's just like in my house, there's never one person that comes into the house, that goes into the kitchen, that hits the dog's water bowl. I mean, it's sitting there. How can you miss it? But everybody does it.
Well, Robbie's got
it's
like
just what happens.
seven of them, I think. So your chances are increased
Yeah,
around here.
it just happens.
But nobody
It's
seems to
just-
do it. Well, first of all, she's got them attached to 120 volts. So if you touch them, you're going to get zapped.
Yeah.
It just
They
happens.
always stay full. The dogs don't have a drink out of them. I don't know why. That's 120 volts, I think.
It just happens. If there's a bowl on the floor, it doesn't matter
Mhm.
whether it's in the middle, it doesn't matter how big the bowl is. Somebody's going to kick it. So
Well, if y'all are just joining us, it's because we're just joining us as well. It is a couple of minutes after 7 o'clock, but here we are, live and local
yes,
Real
we
Talk.
are a little chilly out this
Right here
morning.
on Facebook.
Yippee.
Where? Not with you guys. You're dressed up like homesick Eskimos.
No, I just
Look
have
look,
longer pants. on
My
today.
office is cold.
Look,
So
well,
I-
you're not in your office.
no, but I will be.
Oh,
Yeah.
Speaking of that, Kelly, can you tell me one store or restaurant that you can go into, even in the dead heat of summer, it's not 40 degrees in there?
No.
You go grocery shopping, you come out like freezing, like you've
Yep.
been to
well,
Alaska.
first of all, restaurants and other locations count on you getting in, getting your food, and getting out, so they can,
Obviously.
so they can do with another set of tables, right? So they want to have several turnovers at each table. every
Even
night.
going to
That's their whole
grocery
idea.
store, you freeze yourself to death.
Well, they don't. Yeah.
Then you have to open up the frozen food door.
Oh, I think those the produce sections. Right now, some of them are getting away from
You have
that.
to wear a raincoat and,
But
and mittens
the-
when you go in
the
there.
raincoat and it is kind of on the nippy side in there.
Yes, it is.
It's one of those
But
things.
thank you all for what you do.
Yes, yeah, because we want that stuff fresh.
That's right.
we don't want
That's
it-
right.
Mushy, that's for sure. So anyway, that's it is Thursday. What day is it really?
It's Friday Eve.
Thank you. I've been waiting for that now for 4 minutes and 3 seconds.
I am so sorry. We're just still trying to catch up.
Okay, dog food is cleaned up. We've had two critters to come in to sweep the floor for us.
That's right. You just
Yeah.
open the door and call it chow time.
Oh yeah, I just hollered clean up on aisle 4, and they both came running. One from next door.
Yes.
I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp.
Oh yeah, and I'm Lee Barrows.
Welcome to Live and Local Real Talk. We
Yeah,
do
good
appreciate
morning.
y'all being with us this morning, and okay, we got a busy morning.
Yes,
So
we
here's
do.
what y'all need to do. If you want to weigh in on the events of yesterday, if there was anything worth weighing in on, that's up to you to decide. I'm not judging any of it. If you want to talk about Kamala Harris's appearance, and you go ahead. I know a chunk of you want to defend her for everything that she did or did not do last night. I know a bunch of you want to say, "Oh, she didn't do this or she did that."
No, this
So,
is what they're going
Either
to
one,
say.
either way is going to happen.
This is what's going to be said. Well, what about what Trump did?
Well, that's what she did. So
The whole interview was that.
Mhm.
So that's all I've got to say.
I listened to part of it on the radio because we were out, and I caught some clips this morning, and I'm like, of course, the clips that you're going to catch the morning after are going to be depends upon who was watching it and what whoever I'm watching on the internet at the time, and geez, I can go to 5 or 6 different sources, and I will get at least 3 different opinions and
Right.
and takes on how it went last night. I'm not even going to go there with what I thought because it's probably not even worthwhile for me to do.
I will say that Brett did an excellent job. I think he
Well,
did a
I'm-
very
I'm-
good job.
I think his questions were there. There was some criticism about he kept interrupting. No, he kept trying to get her to answer the questions that he asked.
Right.
That was the only thing that I will say about her. She went astray. Let's just put it that way, with pretty much every question that was addressed. Some she would not even deal with at all. There was the one about what was it? Oh, we're gonna abide by the law. That was the transgender. Well,
Deflection.
you can go change your sex if you think you
Deflection.
can.
Right.
So it was. We're just going to abide by the law. We're going to abide by the law. Come on, this is a cop out. Answer the freaking question. If you can't answer the question, then get off the stage, or say you don't want to answer the question. Just be honest about it. I don't care what you want to do. Just be honest about it. Don't come up with some stupid excuse. So many politicians, it's not just her. So many of them do the same thing. It's just, don't get me wrong. It's just, I don't like them for that reason. And I generally shy away from looking at them. So time's approaching. We got a little over 2 weeks now, 2 weeks and 5 days. And early voting starts today. And
Yes, it does.
54 minutes from now, the gates open.
The gates. I don't think there's going to be a lot of traffic today. What do you think?
I think there will be. The gates will open at the locations you can early vote here in Onslow County, and you'll have to check your individual counties, the Board of Elections at each county, to find out where you can vote today, tomorrow, Saturday, and then all next week, and then next Saturday, and then all the following week and the Saturday after that. You get to vote up until Saturday prior to Election Day. Election Day is on Tuesday. You get to vote up until Saturday. Okay? So that's the way it is. You got a little over, 2 weeks, well, you get 2 full weeks, I guess now, right? Plus a day or so. Anyway, whatever. Y'all figure it out. And if you don't vote between now and then, you can vote on Election Day. That is on Tuesday, the 5th.
Right. And I did put,
Do not take a fifth on the 5th.
I put every bit of that information on our Facebook
Okay.
yesterday, day before. Voting locations, times, what you need for an ID, who to call if you don't have one, how to get one, everything's there.
Yeah, if you have a problem getting an ID, just come by here and bring me $100, and I will make one for you.
Right. Yeah.
I went
Okay.
right by both of you, didn't
No, I was just, hey, I'll help you for a
I?
cut.
No. You would become a witness then. No witnesses.
I know nothing.
Okay. In addition to Kamala Harris last night, the vice president, I don't know a whole lot more that anybody's talking about today. Kelly's got a comment or two because she's got to leave early this morning, and if she doesn't get it in now, we've got a really busy morning starting in about 10 minutes or so.
Mhm.
Then we're going to be wall to wall for a bit of time, at least an hour. So you want to get your comments out of the way?
I do want to get my
Okay,
comments out of the way.
Let's do her.
I watched that interview, not when it happened, but I watched it. They replayed it later on last night, and I watched it. Let's be clear about a few things. The points that nobody's going to be able to dispute, because I know some people are going to dispute everything I'm about to say. So let's put out. Who has been the vice president for the last 3 years?
May I answer that? In my personal opinion, no one.
Okay, but who's
holding the
figuratively
title?
has been
Who's
up there holding the title?
Kamala Harris.
Okay, who has been the president?
Again, no one, but on paper is Joe Biden.
So let's be clear that for the past 3 years, Donald Trump has not held office, correct?
Not according to the people that I keep hearing talking about him.
Okay. All right.
And
So
what he's been doing,
What-
he has stymied the House and the Senate from taking any action.
got all kinds of power.
Yeah,
I want his power.
I do too, for about 20 minutes, and
yeah.
his money for about
Yeah.
2 days. It's taken me at least 3 days to spend it all.
I knew this
Not very
interview
expensive habits.
was going to go awry when the very first question, how many illegals have been entered into this country, which all of us humans know, us like little peon nobodies, know it's been about 12 million roughly. Okay.
That they can count.
That they
yes.
can count. And this is not a Republican Party number. This is a Border Patrol Homeland Security number. So
Yep.
so all you about to say Republican Party? No.
And the Border Patrol heads, they work for the President of the United
Correct.
States. So
That number came from them. And even the media who hates to tout things have not disputed that number.
Mhm.
Okay, for the most part.
you can't dispute
Okay.
it.
How can a current vice president not know how many people have come across, and more importantly, when you know that is the number one issue of every voting American, you can't answer. She never gave an answer. She tap danced around it. She blamed everybody but herself and her administration. That's where the blame lies here. But she did not. And I think it is, as a voting American, it is a disgrace that she could not, would not give that number, because she knows it's going to make her look bad.
So what was her excuse when she was asked the question and did not answer it?
Everything was Donald Trump. I have never seen, except for two people that call in here a lot, I have never seen someone so obsessed with Donald Trump in my life. Right off the bat. Everything, like I said, Trump has not been in charge at all.
Mm-hmm.
And good that you don't like it. Great. I think he's wacky 95% of the time. But I, as a voting person, I want to know what you can do for me and own up to what you've done. Okay.
Are you kidding?
Or haven't done.
So the not answering the questions is an issue. What I found interesting was that her thing about the transgender thing in prison. Okay. And let's be clear, once again, another fact nobody can dispute. The first transgender operation in prison did not take place when Donald Trump was president. It took place in 2022 per Department of Prison records. Okay. It don't matter that this thing was in effect because it started with Obama. Let's be clear about that. And Trump dialed back some of it, but he didn't completely override it or close it or
Should have
whatever term you want to
eradicated it.
use. He should have. He left it open, but the first surgery did not happen until 2022. Once again, under her watch. And this is a problem for taxpayers because taxpayers should not have to be funding this. Why would you need that in prison anyway?
Well,
Anyway, but-
first of all, if you're in prison and you're in there for a crime, don't you have no rights as far as
You have a right to be safe and secure.
that's right, and for
You
them
have
to
a
take
right
care
to
of you
have-
medically.
you have a
But
but-
I
right to
think they're
have
lumping that
meals.
under that.
No, that's not. That's got
I
nothing
agree
to
with
do
you.
with it.
So,
That's-
so you just go out and kill your family, go to
Mhm.
prison, you can get your sex change operation.
But we've got American citizens who want sex change that can't get it.
That's the point I'm
I mean,
making.
just general
Now, there have been
citizens.
some cases of medically induced castration
Yeah,
at the request of
I agree with that.
the bad guys.
Well, that's a whole
Right.
separate issue.
Mhm.
That's a
Right.
whole separate thing.
But I think that's kind of what they're leaning towards. I don't know. I don't know who these individuals are.
No,
who
there
want
was
the sex
the
change.
2022 case was a man who got changed into a woman.
I understand that, but why?
He wanted to be. He identified as
was,
a woman.
Was there any other particular reason?
He wanted to be a woman.
What was he in prison for?
Murder.
So he's there forever?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has he by any chance? See, these are the questions you can't answer because you don't
Mhm.
know. Neither does anybody else in the public. Is he by any chance planning to use that as an appeal or not an appeal, but as to get out of prison that I am a changed person?
Wouldn't
Literally,
surprise
I'm
me.
a changed person.
Yep.
So he can go before a parole board and use that as an argument to get out of prison.
It'd be a good argument.
I do not put it past them. There
I
are a
agree.
lot of lawyers in prison, you understand.
Right. My biggest is with two things. One, I laughed. I did get one good laugh about this when she talked about turning the page.
Oh, I heard
And I
that.
thought, you are just a dumb human for even saying that, because turning the page on who? You've been in charge for the last couple of years. You turning the page on yourself, turning the page on your policies. Like, I wouldn't have even uttered that statement at
So
all.
how did she answer the question that I've been dying to hear the response to? Is there anything that occurred during these last 3.5 years that you would change? Any part of the Biden administration's plan that you would change?
Other than turning the page, no. She's turning the page on herself, Nova,
So,
and
so
policies.
everything was just fine during the past 3.5 years.
and
The other question that
Yeah.
I have is, why did you not notice in 3.5 years that there was everybody else in this country realized it, most admitted it. Why did you not notice and step up to the plate and not defend the president of the United States with all of his issues? Why didn't you take action?
She tap danced. She was actually asked.
I know
She
she
kind
was
of tap
asked.
danced around it, but
Uh-huh.
she declared him mentally fit. You know,
Mhm.
she
I know
said
she did.
she
Oh,
totally
yeah.
didn't answer that. Once again, another hard question. Why didn't you? And maybe that turning the page thing is kind of a weird reference, but then why didn't you bring it up before now?
So we're going to
Yeah.
ignore all of this and
Yeah.
what you did not do and what you did do. We're going to ignore that because you want to turn the page.
You know,
I understand them wanting to get a clean start and have a clean slate all the way through, but it's going to be hard to have a clean slate when you're blaming Trump
for stuff that you did.
for stuff that you did not do.
Well, yes.
and
yeah.
and for supporting the man, and you would have supported him. You said that you were supporting him
Correct.
through the entire
Correct.
re-election process, and you didn't
Yep.
step up to the plate then. That would have been the time. I mean, not to diss him too much. How would that have gone over with the Democrat National Committee, and how would it have gone over with the Democrats who would be voting in a primary if she had dissed him right up front?
Well, I think her answer agreed, and I think her non-answers about that. My biggest issues that I have, and we'll go back to the border, is the wouldn't announce that she had, let 12 million unvetted people, which led to the death of Jocelyn, the 12-year-old who was lured, strangled, raped, and dumped like trash in a river by two pieces of trash human beings that don't deserve to have one taxpayer in the state of Texas fund one breadcrumb for them. Take them out back, be done with it. Then we've got Laken Riley trying to jog down a path, killed by another one of these people that everybody wants to try to help. Then we've got Rachel Morin, the mom of 5 who was raped and murdered, once again trying to run. We've got the kid in Massachusetts this past June that was raped by an illegal immigrant up there. And then the kids in Martha's Vineyard who had multiple rapes by a Brazilian immigrant who wasn't supposed to be here. And the list goes on and on and on. And they're giving these people housing. They're giving these people food stamps. They're giving these people cell phones. We've got homeless people here in Onslow County that don't have cell phones that need them. We've got homeless people in encampment right now off 258 that need food stamps. And you know what? I've got a couple of clients who get Social Security disability. Does anybody want to know how much food stamps they get? Y'all want to know? Let me tell you.
There'll be none.
$16 a month. But these people who do not live here, aren't from here, are not citizens, are getting more than our citizens. We've got homeless students here in Onslow County that are living in their cars with their family. They're couch surfing. Sometimes they get a group to help them and put them up in a hotel. They get that temporarily. Let's fix our problems first. Close that border, build a 55,000-foot wall, keep everybody out, and focus on our citizens, and then worry about these other people wanting to come in.
Okay,
There we go.
now we'll talk about the weather,
Yeah.
and then we're going to talk about some good stuff in here. Twinkle Toes is in the building.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. The Marine Outlook brought to you by Community Prevention Services of Jacksonville. Watching TV news on normal nights is always a bit of a challenge for me, but during election season, especially as we are nearing the end of this year's mess, stress levels are high among most everyone who pays attention to election coverage. Hopefully I missed some good news stories along the way, but every time I turned on my set recently, there were reports of murders, along with pretty much every imaginable gruesome and scary story out there, enough to make me want to lock myself in a bunker. Mix all of the violence with political strife, fighting among family members, and I sometimes wonder why I even want to watch the news. Hiding under a blanket or ignoring the news of the day doesn't necessarily stress, though. In fact, for some of us, not knowing can be just as racking. If you're one of the growing number of normal Americans, I'm trying to figure out what that is, trying to understand the seemingly onslaught of negativity around us to a point that it's having a negative impact with your family, your friends, your colleagues, this might be the time you need to talk with a professional. If you seek a little help, a little guidance soon enough, and you can reduce your stress level, your world will likely look a lot better. At Community Prevention Services in Jacksonville, there is a staff of professionals that help people in the same situations every day. They listen, trying to find out exactly what triggers the little issues that can become major problems for us. Then they work on a treatment plan with you to help you gain control of your surroundings. It may sound easy, and while it's not impossible to correct, it can take a bit of effort working with the counselors to get you back on an even keel. Community Prevention Services, 918 Henderson Drive, right here in Jacksonville. Call today for an appointment. You will be happy you did, trust me. 910-353-0972. 910-353-0972. Offshore today. Oh, but here we go. Small craft advisories in effect through this afternoon. Northerly winds today, 15 to 20 knots, gusts to 30, seas 3 to 5 feet, except 2 to 3 near shore. But getting to the near shore through the inlet is going to be a challenge. Sounds and rivers choppy. Tomorrow, northerly winds 10 to 15, seas 3 to 5, about 2 feet near shore. Same thing with the inlets tomorrow. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop. Saturday, northeasterly winds, 15 to 20 knots with gusts to 25, seas 4 to 6 feet, except 2 feet near shore. Sounds and rivers are going to be choppy on Saturday.
Today, sunny, high of 62, north winds 5 to 11 miles an hour with 20-mile-an-hour gusts. Tonight, clear, cold, low of 39. Tomorrow, sunny, high of 70. Tomorrow night, clear, low of 44. On Saturday, sunny, high of 74 with 79-mile-an-hour winds and 15-mile-an-hour gusts. Won't be too bad. Better than today.
Not bad on land. A little dicey if you want to try the ocean, but just hold off for a while. It will calm down again. It's
Nice.
October.
It's a nice weekend for a golf tournament too.
Yeah, we got a big golf tournament happening this weekend, and you're out
do.
there riding around on a golf cart, right?
Yeah, so
Flying.
Robbie
You and
and I are
Robbie gonna be
together.
flying around.
Yes.
I think they're gonna maybe separate you. Who knows?
No,
Because y'all
no,
had way too much
no.
fun last year.
We got stopped once by the MPs. Other than that, we did good.
Stopped on a golf cart
On a golf
on the
course.
golf course
On a golf
by
course.
the MPs.
I'm just kidding, guys. We didn't really, but we did take
How
the
fast
bridge
were
a
you
little
running?
fast. What's that?
How fast were you running?
That thing probably didn't go over a mile an hour. It was.
Oh, no.
I've already told the gentleman that the contact. He says, "Don't forget this weekend." I said, "Can you tune up the golf cart?"
Listen, I got some parts in there for a golf cart.
We
that
need
you
to
can-
put
you
some
can change it.
jet juice in that
and
thing
it
or
will triple.
something.
It will
Oh,
triple the
tell you.
speed on them.
No, it goes pretty good. It's just, you have the need for speed when you're on those things, and there is no speed on those. So
And the reason you have to have speed on a golf cart is
because it's fun.
because the balls will get away from you, or what? Somebody's
Well,
going to run
We're
out. there
running
and
from
steal
all
it.
those golfers that want a cold beer.
Oh,
I'm like,
is that
no,
what
you
it
can't
is?
have one. We run.
So y'all were passing out beer.
Well, there's all sorts of refreshments, not just beer.
Okay.
There's soft drinks and water. And
Did you throw it to them as you drove by?
No.
Okay. Anyways,
We
it's
let
a,
them come up.
it's a
pick
big
their-
fundraiser this weekend.
Yes.
It's tomorrow and Sunday. We've
That's
talked
right.
about it a couple of times. We'll give it some more press a little bit later on
Yes.
too. So
But
anyway.
anyway,
Now-
back to the good stuff.
Yeah, Twinkle Toes is in the house, and she was up there. I know. How hard you been dancing? You been practicing?
Yes. Yeah.
How are the legs going? Do you have pains and stuff?
No, actually, it's not, honestly, it's not been that bad. It's more of the mental forethought and just the anticipation and the anxiety that comes with that. But the dancing has not been bad. My partner has been fantastic. The professionals. So my professional is 19 years old, which really makes me feel super old. But his name is Colin. He is fantastic. And then we have a girl who did our choreography, Juju, and she was amazing too. So we just went in. They taught us our dance routines. We learned our first one in one day and then came back another week or two later and learned the second one. They're only about 2-minute clips, so it's not the entire 4 to 5 minute
They
song.
seem a lot longer. when
It
you're
does
up
seem
there.
a
I
lot
will tell
longer.
you that.
There's a lot of moves that goes into
From
2 minutes.
experience, I will tell you.
Yes, there's a lot of moves that goes into 2
I know we're
minutes.
talking about. This is Meredith Kroom, by the way.
Yes.
You guys know her. If you go out there to a place, Grants Creek Road.
Best place to go.
There's a little nursery down there, and we're
Yes.
not talking about a little nursery for little kitties. We're talking about a little nursery for big plants and growing plants, and 40 acres
Yes.
of plants.
Yep.
And stuff.
And stuff.
Wow. So anyway,
Yeah.
Grants Creek Nursery is your other passion.
Yeah, I got a couple of passions. Grants Creek Nursery is one of them. I'm
Growing
also
stuff.
an advocate for a CBD company out of Wilmington, Green Compass,
Now
and
we
so
know
that's
why
my
you're
passion
not in
project.
pain. You're rubbing yourself down.
I
with
do.
CBD oil.
There's a
I know.
We probably
Plant-based
need to talk.
products. Yes,
Uh-huh.
yeah, absolutely. So
We need to talk.
I do.
Yeah, yeah.
Anybody after 40 needs to be on all the things.
Well, I'm almost double that, so I need to be on a lot more than that.
Oh,
right?
we can talk about that.
Uh,
Yeah, for sure. We got something for everybody.
Okay. So anyway, Meredith, you how did you get? How did you get involved in this?
So
I was going to
that's,
say roped into it, but
I
that's
was
not true.
just thinking about that this morning. And a lot of people don't know this story because I haven't said it, and I'm going to try not to cry about it. But
Oh gosh.
Here we go. Get
there's been a lot of years that I have thought about being on Dancing Stars. It has never been a thought that I have put out into the ether. I've never even said it to my husband. I just remember seeing friends and people that I know do it. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, my longtime friend, Crystal Tomlin, who's on the board for the Onslow Victim Center, texted me and said, "Hey, would you be interested in doing Dancing Stars?" And I was like, holy cow. And my first initial reaction was like, nope, you're too busy. That's it. No, I can't do it. I've got too much going on.
Yeah, denial.
And it really took me back for a minute because I had to do a little bit of soul searching and a lot of praying. And I feel like for some reason God has put me here for this. I don't know what the reason is.
Give me crying.
And I'm here to raise funds. I'm here to bring awareness around this really amazing group of people. And there's a lot of really unpaid people that put a lot of heart and soul and effort in this. You do not realize the amount of people that have experienced domestic violence in SA until you get into a situation like this. And you have people that seem to either come out of the woodworks or your senses are a little bit more on point and in tune, and you start seeing and hearing it. And it's been an eye-opening experience. It's been a really fun experience. I've met a lot of really cool people. I've had the ability to pull in people that aren't part of the initial project with Dancing Stars. I'm having a charity cornhole tournament myself this coming Saturday at Bogue Sound Distillery from noon to 4. And so I've been able to call on a couple of my friends to help me out with that, Sam Ship and Natasha Fogel, that are over in the Cape Carteret area. And they are helping me put all this together because there's no way I could put this together myself. I am not a cornhole person.
It's not a solo.
It is not a solo thing, but it's just been amazing to see the people that have rallied around this and to help myself and the other individuals raise funds for this project, because that's what we're here for. It culminates in a really fun event on October the 26th. Everybody gets to come see us dance. And what does the American Legion building hold? 700 or 750 people?
It's been filled before.
Yes,
many
and
times.
it's been
It's
filled
going to be filled this time too.
2 times. And so at this point, it's just, you get to have a lot of fun, possibly make a fool out of yourself and continue to live here in Onslow
That's what
County
we
and see
left
these
for.
people for the rest of my life. But yeah, it's all about the fundraising. There's been so many really good fundraisers up until this point. And I've done several things. I've done a plant raffle. I've done a hat raffle. We
Okay.
did a large $500 gift certificate to Grants Creek raffle.
Really?
And then, of course, we're doing the cornhole tournament this weekend. So we're looking to fill 20 team spots. We're going to have a food truck. There's going to be a silent auction, a 50-50 raffle. Bogue Sound Distillery, of course, will be slinging drinks. And then we'll have a bunch of people there tossing bags for cornhole just to raise money for this cause. So
Can you, if I went, could I put somebody's face, a picture of their face in that thing and throw cornhole back?
sure, I don't care what you do.
You don't care who it is
Yeah,
either?
yeah, I don't. I
Okay.
really don't. Yeah.
Well, we'll have to make sure the police are not around because they might use it against me sometime.
Yeah. Well,
Whatever.
we'll see.
Anyway,
I
okay.
have some questions, Meredith.
Yeah.
Did you have previous dance experience?
None.
None whatsoever.
Nothing outside of college night.
Do you remember
Well,
it?
that's a whole different dance.
I do remember college nights. Yes, I do remember those. Yes.
has a different type of experience.
is.
What kind of dancing are you going to do? Can you share their types of?
Jazz.
So I don't know if Candy gave me permission to release any of that information.
You know, we always try to get all the secrets.
So I won't tell you my songs.
That's
The
good.
theme
You can do
is
that.
boy band, girl band.
Boy band, girl band.
Yeah. So like
Nice.
boy group, girl group type situation.
Okay.
So we have to pick one from each category.
Okay.
So we've got a boy group song and a girl group song. And
Okay.
yeah.
So the two of you are going to do that.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. So our first song, I think, is the boy group. Second one's the girl group. And we have costumes that
I'm sure.
reflect our song of choice.
Mhm.
Nice.
And so a little surprise. So some little Easter eggs, all of the White Oak people out there. So if you're a White Oak alumni or a White Oak current faculty member or student, I would encourage you to get your ticket and come out. We've got some little Easter eggs to y'all in our second song. So
Okay.
Yep.
Allison, you're White Oak. Be there.
Yeah.
She'll be there anyway.
it's going to be good. Yep.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're excited. It's we're 9 days out.
Yeah, you're right here.
So yeah, I know.
You practice every day?
Not every day. So we started really practicing in July and we were about, once to twice a month. And then right now we're every week, but this week and next week we're twice a week. So
Okay.
things are,
So do you have any of your staff watching any of your practicing?
no,
Do you get out there in between times when you maybe not have a store full of people and get out there and just do a little bit all solo
no,
in front of them? Nothing?
no. The cats and dogs are the only people who have watched.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And they don't talk.
They have not talked as far as I know. They haven't told anybody. I think that my sons have walked in and my husband has, as we're doing practices in the back of the office. And so they've walked in and seen us, but every time they walk in, I've stopped and just kind of looked out and they're like, okay, I'm out. Bye. And so they'll go out.
You gave them that look, didn't you?
Yeah. I myself, you asked about dancing or practicing every day. I do practice every day alone. And then Colin and I are practicing once or twice a week right now.
Okay, well,
so-
that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yes.
I went through it once.
It's going to be exciting. How did you like it?
Well, they teamed me up
Uh-huh.
that first night, that night that they introduced you to your partners. I was the last of I think it was 12 that year. I was the last of the 12 that got introduced, and there was one last person standing, a female, professional,
Right.
beautiful young woman. Great.
Yeah. How was your dance experience?
She was a belly dancer. Anything else you want to know? Bollywood.
I have a girlfriend that went to high school that did that. That might be her. We might have to talk about that name later. How did you place?
92nd out of 12.
That's amazing. Those are good numbers.
92nd out of 20.
Yeah, I was way down near the bottom. No, we did okay. But
What was
you know,
your
it was a-
fundraising number?
I don't remember.
You don't
that,
remember?
that was in 2012.
Oh, come on.
I don't
Bill.
remember what I did yesterday. You
Yeah,
gotta
I know.
understand that.
I get that.
So
So
yeah, that was the first year, and I was in great company that year.
who were you with?
We also had Senator Harry Brown,
Oh,
and we
okay.
had Police Chief Mike Yanero,
Yes.
and we had Mayor Sammy Phillips.
Wow, that's a
So it was an interesting group of individuals, and hammer down for Senator Brown. Hammer time.
that is a
Hammer time.
interesting group of individuals.
It was very interesting, and
Yeah.
I'm like, holy golly, wild. And they were good. They practiced a lot. I just stood out there and let her walk around me, dance around me. I
Oh.
mean, that's what belly dancers do, right?
Yeah, I mean, so your dance was a belly dance.
Well, it was what they call a Bollywood dance. She was the belly dancer. I was just there and let her walk around. I held her hand or something like that. That may have been a little bit more than that, but second dance was a waltz, so I was in better shape.
Okay, gotcha. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
So-
For me, it made a whole lot more sense.
Well, ours is definitely more on the hip hop pop type. Side.
Okay, good.
So yeah,
You'll remember that, so I don't.
equal participation from both members.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I could not have done that. And I could not have been out there equaling her, whatever she was doing. I could not ever do that.
I think you'd look cute in a skirt and some coconuts and
There was
doing a belly
there was
dance.
no
No?
there was no skirt involved. It was a size 40 pants. I mean, I had to zip them up, tie
Like
them up.
MC Hammer kind of pants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on steroids. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm getting text messages from Candy telling me don't tell all the secrets.
No.
Yes, ma'am. I promise I won't.
What secrets are you not supposed to tell?
I don't know. She didn't give me a
You're not
list of what my
supposed to-
secrets were.
Not supposed to mention the songs.
No.
I do know that.
Okay.
And not supposed to mention when you're practicing so that people can come sneak and watch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you got security there. You don't
Yeah,
know
I
about
got
that.
yeah. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. That's two of the things I know.
So sorry, Candy. She's still texting me, but
Oh, we go through this with everyone.
I
who
know,
comes in.
I'm sure.
We work at them.
it's okay.
Uh-oh. It's probably her calling. We're like in trouble.
I got a glare on that thing. I can't even see who it is. Okay, we're going to talk about Dancing Stars. Who's this? Hello?
Mike.
Hey, Mike. You talking about Dancing Stars?
No, I got a question about some plants.
Okay.
Well, let me ask you this first. Are the plants legal?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and ask your question.
Do they have out at Grants Creek? Do they sell? We got a lot of medicinal herbs that grows wild,
Uh-huh.
and some are hard to find. Do they have any of the hard to find stuff?
It depends on.
Any of the stuff actually?
We do have USDA certified organic herbs that we have from a supplier. Now it just depends specifically on what you're talking about, but we have things like basil, rosemary, lavender, thyme, dill. We might have some cilantro, sage. Can't think of all bay.
They got a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, we got
I know
much
that.
stuff. So
What you got something specific in mind, Mike?
Yeah, there's a Carolina holly that I've been trying to find that I can't. Yeah, find them in the woods and I can't find any.
there's a lot of those native plants are super hard to find, and there's a reason why they're native and they grow in the middle of the woods.
So nobody can
'Cause,
get them.
well, I mean, really, sometimes trying to grow them in a production setting can be tough. So, I would just say make sure you find a clean area if you can find it in the woods. Candy is literally staring at us through the window.
How much is that candy in the window? Right?
And how much is the candy in the window? But yeah, we do have some, like I said, some USDA certified organic herbs, and a lot of course, all of those are medicinal. But the Carolina holly specifically, we do not carry. That's something I'd have to look into and see if I can find.
All right, Mike, we got to move on here, sir. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Take care.
Well, I just
I
want
didn't
you to
expect that
know,
one coming up this morning, did you?
No.
Glad you had an answer.
I just bought my ticket.
Okay.
And look, I've got all the information on our website.
Oh
So
my God. Double selfies here. What is this about?
Dancing
Oh,
Stars will be next Saturday, the 26th
Mhm.
at
There's
the
still some tickets for sale.
American
Just bought
Legion.
one.
They're $50.
Tickets that we
that
got.
includes
Cocktail hour
food.
starts at 5.
Mhm.
5:45 is supper.
Yeah, and then the
Yeah.
dancing starts at 6:30, and it's catered by Golden Crowd this year, right?
Correct.
Yes.
And she
Golden
said
Corral.
we've got
We
right
know
over
where we
100
go.
tickets left for
100
purchase.
tickets left full, and that's out of like 700 or something.
Yeah, it will sell out. It does every
I just
year.
bought mine. Rayford, did you get yours?
Oh
yet?
yeah, we got ours a month or two ago.
Yeah, I got mine just
We
now.
got
Mhm.
we got a pair of them.
I better let my husband know so
Finally
he can
get
get
to
his
go
ticket.
this year.
Yeah, you better do that.
I know. I still have to buy 2 for the kids though. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's get your ticket. It is and it's cocktail attire, so don't show up in shorts.
Oh,
This is a a very
Having a
nice
cocktail
kind of
hour.
fancy benefit, and
You've
if
got
you've never
your-
been, you will have a blast. It is awesome,
Yeah. Oh, it's a lot of fun there.
Tickets
folks.
will go.
Enjoy it.
very fast.
And the judges are always fun too.
The judges are
It's entertaining from the minute you walk through the door,
right.
and they try to kick me out. Then that's when the fun starts.
Why do you
And
get
they have a
kicked out?
Facebook page,
Because
by
I'm
the
mad.
way. It's Dancing Stars Vaso County. They do have a Facebook page. So you can go on there to purchase tickets. Or, Candy, they can call the office too, correct? Or would they be better to buy them online?
Bottom line.
online.
Okay.
Y'all
Do
got
we
it. Fine.
do we still need table sponsors?
No.
No. Okay. Good on table
Yeah, I do
sponsors.
have all that information on our Facebook and YouTube
Yeah,
uh,
okay.
live right now. So
Winner. Sound like a winner.
yes.
Okay,
Yep.
that's a week from Saturday, y'all.
Mhm.
Get your mess together, get it on out there. So if you miss it, you're going to be unhappy with yourself after the fact,
And
especially
then-
when you hear from all the folks out there how much fun it is.
Mhm.
I never, 12 years ago, I never, ever would have thunk that this would have gone and grown like it has grown.
It's big
It outgrew the location year one.
and it's a production.
It
Oh,
was
it's a big production.
I mean,
It's a
the amount of
major
people that are
production.
involved in this is amazing.
Yeah, cast of thousands.
Yes.
So it's a lot of fun out there, and it's for one of the greatest causes that you'll ever get involved with.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
get out there and get her done.
Yep.
Okay.
And then come to the cornhole tournament this Saturday
Yeah, do that
at
too.
Folkestone Distillery, noon to 4.
Okay, that's up there in the
Okay.
Cedar Point area, right?
Yes.
I'll
uh-huh.
get up with you later and get that information
Yeah,
from you
absolutely.
and post that for you.
For sure.
And make sure we get that.
Meredith,
out.
thank you. I want to talk to you about some winter gardening and stuff like that, and getting prepared for next year because I got to do that. And as you go by, you'll see why out
Okay.
there. I've got
Yeah, well, I definitely have to have
11
her
raised
in on that.
beds, 9 out there and 2 out here.
That you have to pull the weeds in first.
No, that's what you're going to do.
Mm-mm.
I got peppers still growing.
Mm.
Well,
I
going back,
know my tomatoes and my
My tomatoes,
cucumbers are still producing.
My cucumbers never did anything. My squash never did anything. The zucchini never did anything.
Oh,
My peppers did great. My tomatoes did great, but they're gone. The
Um,
tomatoes are gone.
There is one more thing tonight. The Onslow Victim Center is having a candlelight vigil at 6:30 p.m. at the Riverwalk Park, 421 Court Street,
Way downtown,
Jacksonville.
yep.
So this is to honor all the lives that were lost to domestic violence. So if they can have, if you want to participate, come out there 6:30 tonight.
There you go. All
I
right,
have a question, Meredith. Would you do this again?
I would. So it's been a really good experience. I've tried to be top on the game so far as responses are concerned. So it's been a really good experience. I don't know that I would pair it with the same October events that I've had this October. This has legitimately been the busiest month of my life. But it's been a really, really good experience, and they definitely have everything laid down and planned, and they've got a good system. If you just communicate and do what you're supposed to do, I think it's an amazing thing
I
to
love it.
put on your resume. Absolutely.
And just
Love it.
one more
Thank you.
thing before you go, tell people how to go online and donate to you and your dancing partner.
So if you go to, hold on a second. What's the Candy? What's the basic website? Not the
OnslowVC.org.
OnslowVC.org, and there'll be a little thing there you can click so far as events, and then go to Dancing Stars, and then it'll say donate. And so you can pick the team that you want to donate to, and it gives the amounts that each team is tallying at currently. I think Bill Mercer's at number 1.
Mhm.
But we're trying to come for you,
Some
Bill.
of them are sandbagging. You know that, right?
I mean, sure.
That's the way it works.
But so you can donate there that way to the individual teams. And
Okay, you got 30 seconds. I want you to talk trash about the other team members.
oh my gosh, they're
Come
so old and they can't move, and they've got no charisma, no riz, as the kids are saying these days.
That's
Nice.
exactly what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, this is going to be a lot of fun. Thank you.
Good morning, good night.
Good morning,
We will
good night.
see you on the 19th, and we will see you on the
And
26th.
go sell some plants in the meantime.
Yes, all right.
And then
Can't wait to
we're going
watch
to
you.
talk.
Okay, yes,
because
sir.
I
Break a leg.
I got to redo.
That's what they say in the dance world, to break a leg.
I just hope I don't pop an
Just don't
MCL
really
or an
break a
ACL
leg.
when
Yeah.
Carry some
Definitely
ace
don't do that.
bandages with you just in case, and carry some of that rub you got going.
Got it.
All right.
I may have to come
Meredith
see you
Bloom.
about that stuff.
Yep, do that.
Yeah, she's hurting all the time. I do
Just
too.
one place is bad.
Okay, we'll see you in a couple,
right,
well,
sounds
8 or
good.
9 days.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Meredith
Meredith.
Crew, a part of the Dancing Stars of Onslow County extravaganza coming up in a little over a week, Saturday night
It's
week.
going to be
Okay.
awesome.
All right, we
I
good.
finally get to go this year.
You can.
No, the last couple years has always been a conflict
Yeah.
with some type of event.
It's a
All right,
blast.
let's take a real quick break and we'll be right back because we got the man. He is in the house. The senator is right here.
Hello, Onslow County. This is your Senator, Michael Lazaro. As election season approaches, I want to take a moment to reflect on the progress we've made together and share my vision for the future. I've fought for better schools, secured funding for infrastructure, and ensured our veterans get the support they deserve. We've strengthened our local economy, creating jobs and opportunities for our families. But there's more work to be done, like making healthcare for our veterans more affordable and protecting our beautiful coastline. I believe in a transparent government that listens to your concerns. I've held town halls, heard your voices, and will keep fighting for what matters most to you. This November, I'm asking for your support to keep Onslow County moving forward. Together, we can build a brighter future for our children and families. Thank you for your trust and support.
Paid for by the committee to re-elect Mike Lazar to the North Carolina State Senate. Okay, and speaking of Mike Lazar, he is now in the House.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, we're hanging in here. You know, for an old guy, I am still hanging in here. Anyway,
Yeah, I get it.
one day at a time. One day at a time.
Yeah, great.
I think there was a TV show about that, wasn't it?
It was.
One day at a time.
One day at a time.
It's heating up, Mike. It's almost time.
It is. It's showtime, isn't it?
Yes, it
So
is.
it's time to get out there. And well, first, not that you're here to talk about the election or anything, but you are running for re-election.
I am running.
What is this? Your third
This will be my third
term?
term. Yes, sir.
So, when you did this a few years ago, did you know what you were getting into?
Well, a little bit because I'd been involved, at the state level and in different areas.
Mhm.
So I think I knew what I was getting into. Not completely, but it's been a great ride.
Well, I'll tell you, I've watched a number of brand new senators and state house folks over the decades. That when I was covering stuff, you're the only one that I can recall that walked in and knew what was going on. You knew where the bathrooms were. You basically knew what was happening up there. You just walked in and started working.
It's a different environment for sure. And I was very fortunate to be able to get in and start running very quickly and building relationships and accomplishing good things for Onslow County.
And you've done a wonderful job.
Thank you.
And you had been with the city council for I don't know how many years.
15.
Yeah.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's, it's funny when you look back and you think of all the years and all the things, and it's surreal sometimes,
I was looking at your newsletter, which I get every week. For you folks who have not signed up for that, you might want to do so. It's sometimes some extremely interesting reading. You get some behind the scenes things that are going on. You finally get to see good news. That's the things that the media just will not normally cover. No news is bad news in the world of the media, to be honest with you. Talk radio, we go after everything. Doesn't matter. But the news media, they have a limited amount of time, except for the 24/7 people. But the news media has a limited amount of time. They got to get as much in as they can in typically 30 minutes.
That's right.
So they're going to go after the hot stories of the day, whatever they are. But there's a lot more that happens behind the scenes, both in the district and in Raleigh.
Absolutely. Especially
that
in
is
Raleigh.
newsworthy. And one of the things that caught my eye the other day, of course, we were talking a couple of weeks back about the longshoremen strike, the dock workers going to go out on strike and yada, yada, yada. And I had absolutely zero idea until I wish I'd been in the media and had found that out, that one of the Port Authority members on the board
Yes,
was part of the strike.
that's exactly right.
There's something wrong with that process.
Not only was he part of the strike, but he is the chairman of the local chapter in North Carolina,
Of the
and
longshoremen, yeah.
the longshoremen, and he's also on the federal board. And
Who appointed him? I mean, besides
well,
the governor,
Governor Cooper appointed him,
Yeah.
and of course,
standard procedure.
I had a real problem with that, as you know from reading the newsletter. We asked for his resignation. Import and export is extremely vital to our economy. And
We raise a lot of money at those two ports.
and to have, absolutely, our ports are very, very busy. And to have a sitting board member as part of the strike, it just didn't sit very well with me.
No, it doesn't sound well to me. And you got the right to strike, but if you're sitting on the board,
it's a different position, different
It is.
responsibility. You're supposed to be representing the interests
Of the people of
of the
North
people
Carolina.
of North Carolina.
Which
And
we own that port.
You know, unfortunately, you can't do both. You have to choose. And in my opinion, he should have been removed. And subsequently, after I wrote pretty harsh letter to the governor,
Which I liked.
they were able to come to an agreement. But you know, that could have been very devastating to North Carolina.
Yeah.
In particular for many, but particularly for North Carolina, because we rely on goods. My business relies on goods.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's business relies on goods. And when you have a shutdown in your import and export, even 2 weeks or 3 weeks could be devastating.
Yeah.
In the supply chain.
Oh, yeah.
And catching up is very, very difficult. And typically once you enter that strike and it's solid, you know, you'll be there for a month. You could be.
At least.
And so anyways,
I've seen them longer.
yeah, I just had a real problem with that. And I'm glad that we were able
So
to,
they worked out an agreement with him.
they worked out an agreement, really the following day.
Well,
Great.
good for you.
Yeah.
And I'm glad the governor and whoever saw fit to heed the warning, shall we say.
Well,
Shot across the bow. That's good.
yes.
All right. Okay. Now let's do some good news. What else you
Okay.
got cooking?
Well, we have a lot of things going on. Of course, you know, we're all focused on Western Carolina.
Yes.
And while I have the opportunity, I just want to give a shout out to our community in particular and
Yeah.
many, many, many businesses and people and city and county and Swansboro and everyone working together to bring the supplies to Western North Carolina. You know, it's just amazing the resilience of people and the devastation that these folks have been under has just been incredibly heartwarming. People get up right away and start hauling goods up Western Carolina. They're still in a really bad situation, but we continue to make progress. And I will shout out as the chairman of DOT. Our folks have done an incredible job.
We just got a thank you from someone from Western North Carolina too.
Cool.
Yeah.
It says, thank you for all your help. Oh, makes
Yeah,
me teary.
Our DOT has mobilized
Thank you, Lord.
everyone from every district up there and
That was one of the
clearing
things.
roads,
Yes.
fixing roads. But we're looking at approximately, you know, we need to be prepared for about a $20 billion impact.
Are we good for it?
Oh, yeah.
Rainy day fund.
Well, here's the thing, and most people, you know, don't understand. Even when I was Mayor Pro Tem here in Jacksonville, you know, keeping a heavy fund balance is extremely important for a lot of reasons. And so when I was with the city, the state requires an 8% fund balance. We always carried well over 12 to 15, sometimes 18 to 20%.
Because one day you're going to need it.
Well, one day you need it. And if you recall the last major storm that we had here under Richard Woodruff, we had this city cleaned up within 2 weeks.
Yep.
Completely cleaned up within 2 weeks. Now, in doing that, we used our funds. Now, you know, reimbursements, but it takes years.
FEMA
For
doesn't
reimbursements.
give you the money
They don't give you the
up
money.
front. They repay you.
That's exactly right.
Everything from overtime for employees, because I was part of that one time with the police department. They repay you for all of the salaries and all that kind of good stuff. Sooner or later, maybe.
That's right.
And then, of course, if there's an administration change in the meantime, you never know what you're going to get.
So in this example, you know, we're sitting with a pretty significant fund balance of about $5 billion. So we were able to have, you know, an initial session last week where we allocated $273 million for recovery funds, essentially to keep our agencies going because we don't really know exactly what's needed. So we're still evaluating, and we have an emergency reserve in DOT. So they have all the funds that they needed to do what they're doing right now in the meantime. So again, sitting in a position where you have a solid fund balance is so important because otherwise, where do you get the money?
Right. You got to have the money.
You
up front.
cannot wait on FEMA. You cannot wait on federal government for
Sure.
assistance. They
Those
don't,
contractors that you go hire, they're not going to wait on their money.
No.
They got to
And-
have it up front.
and the federal government doesn't give you money up front and say, okay, well, here, we'll write you a check for $1 billion. You guys go ahead and start cleanup. We have to do that on our own. And so again, it makes me particularly proud that we held our guns last budget session, when there was a little strife between the House and Senate on spending, and we sort of held the line because the speaker at the time wanted to take $1 billion out of reserves, and
We're glad that didn't happen.
so we didn't go with it. But again, you don't know what you need till you need it.
Right.
And so I am conservative, and I've been self-employed most of my adult life, and I know what it means to have some money in the savings account for those days that aren't so great.
Sure, for sure. And well, I'm glad all of that's working out, and I understand that our government has been able to manage to circumvent's not a good word, but to bypass a little bit of some of maybe the overreaching rules and regulations to be able to get things done right away.
Absolutely. So
So that's a big deal.
yes, and we've worked with DEQ and of course our own very own DOT department has had to do some of that.
Yep.
Because we need to get people back.
Got to do what you got
We
to
got
do.
to do what we got to do. So we were able to circumvent some of the regulatory measures so that we can get folks back in their homes and get things cleaned up. And we still have a ways to go, but we did abatement for sales tax reporting and removed the hefty fees that are associated with late payments.
Thank you.
We're handling DMV issues for folks that need to take care of car titles, and
Right.
then of course
That's a feat right there.
there's so much that
So much for the
happens when
DMV, yeah.
you're displaced that has to be taken care of. And then of course the elections
That did
piece
help a bit.
was pretty large
Well, it
because
has 25 counties are involved.
25 counties.
To a certain
Yes.
extent, and that's costing the Board of Elections money
yeah,
and
so
the county's money.
as part of the 273 million, we allocated money for the Board of Elections for various different things that we're allowing them to do in order to ensure that folks can vote.
Elections will go on. They're
That's
on
right.
in
Yes,
progress.
elections will go on.
As
and
of 2 minutes from now, the early voting starts.
That's right. Elections will go on, and we've ensured the safety and security of the process.
Yay.
And that's all been approved and signed by the governor, and so we feel pretty confident
Yeah.
in what we were able to do.
We had
I
Sheriff
saw the
Tom-
governor jumped right on that too.
Yeah, we had Sheriff Thomas in here Monday from Onslow County, and Monday, Tuesday, whatever day it was. Anyway, I was not aware, and I should have been, but he apparently some of the 911 calls, somebody up in that neck of the
Yeah.
woods dials
Madison
911, they were
County.
rerouted to Onslow County's
That's
right.
dispatch, and they were dispatching from here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, we do a lot of intergovernmental sharing, and a lot of people are not familiar. Go back to when I was in office here in Jacksonville many years ago. We were storing all our backup data here locally, and we made an agreement because we found out that that's not really the smartest thing to do. So we did intergovernmental work. So we share servers in Cary.
Oh, okay.
So we have our own servers in Cary, and Cary has their servers here, I believe, and we back up.
Just in case.
That's right. Of a natural disaster, you don't lose all your information, and there's no charge. We don't charge each other, but basically we maintain our own equipment. So there's a lot of that goes on that people are not aware of.
Thanks.
We're not always fighting with each other.
Yeah, things have changed a lot.
That's right. Working together is positive for everyone.
You even have, just in case, your 911 center should go down here.
That's right.
You can immediately switch over to, I think Camp Lejeune is one of the backup
Yes.
server or
They're a
locations,
partner.
right?
Yes.
So, and the same thing with them in case they can dispatch, we can dispatch. It's a joint effort.
That's right.
Well, we're going to have a 911 supervisor coming in very soon on the show, and she's going to explain about how, like, each county is like adopting other counties to be sisters as
Mhm.
backup, up to 4 counties in the group, and that way, like, if our system was to go down completely, one of the other counties would pick it up for us
Yes.
and then relay. So
And relay
it's very good what they've done here in Onslow.
And we continue to do that, and we continue to learn. You know, even with this storm in Western Carolina, we're going to learn. We're going to learn a lot about how we do things differently. We've never, you know, we've been through a lot of storms here,
Yeah.
but we've never been in that situation where you have completely take everything out.
It's just
And how do you
unreal.
respond to that? When do you respond
Right.
to that? What do you respond with?
That was one of the things that we talked about when this Helene was making landfall and was predicted to go up. I said, here's the problem. Water up there does not sink into the ground. There's rock. It gathers all together and comes rushing down. And that's where our problem, there's where their problems are going to be. Water rushing down at high speed and large quantities of it. And boy, that was right.
Well, I mean, watching houses flow down the river, it's just
We saw houses
trailers
that had
flipping
been-
over.
Yeah, we saw houses that had been completely knocked off its foundation.
Yeah.
We saw those great big boxes, those that you see, transportation boxes,
Lee was up there during that time.
Yeah.
twisted in the water and floating. We saw, and what we saw was just a minute part. And where we were at was not as bad as what was south
Some
of
of the
us.
other areas.
I could not believe, we've been through hurricanes, we've had flooding, but nothing like what I saw. And if you've never witnessed what the force of rushing water could do, it is just, it's
Gives you a new
unreal.
perspective.
Oh, it gave me a
Well,
perspective.
Senator Heiss is in Mitchell County. They still don't have power.
Really?
Oh yeah, there's still places without power.
Wow.
Mhm.
Well, that's,
And,
I got a friend moved from the coast up there about 5 or 6 years ago, built a house, or I don't know whether they built one or had one, bought one, but he lives like on the side of a mountain. He's away from everything. That's what he wanted to do. Prior highway patrol and prior DOT supervisor. But the first thing he did was put in a big old generator.
Yeah.
And when I finally had communications with him, he didn't have any calm days. And he had to, when the roads opened up, he could drive down into the city, and he had sparse coverage. So I happened to get him at one of those times, and he was telling me about it. And the thing he says is, you know what? You and I worked a lot of hurricanes as cops. And yep, down there in Carolina Beach.
Kerry Beach.
He said, we ain't never seen anything like this. I'm like, holy crap.
Well, I-40 at the top of the mountain, what we'll call the top of the mountain, there was 2 breaks in it, but that piece alone is going to be $1.2 billion.
Ooh-wee.
If you think of magnitude, and that doesn't include anything else.
Yeah.
The breakdown seems to be about $6 billion in state roads, about $7 billion in capital, and the rest is infrastructure, water, sewer. Many of the water sewer plants are, gone, completely gone. But with every tragedy, you hope that you can come back stronger and better. And so it may give us an opportunity to look at some regionalization of water systems and sewer systems
Right.
as we build back better. But this recovery and will be years and years and years to
Oh,
come.
yes, for sure.
I can see that.
So, well, for the future, we're going to get through this election in 2.5 weeks. It'll be one and done. So regardless of what happens, it will be what it will be. So what are we looking at? What is the Senate looking at? You got any word from the House? Any major deals other than the tragedy recovery? Anything coming up that's going to impact North Carolina in next year, for instance, that we really need to be paying attention to?
Well, not that I know of right today, but I think we're going to continue looking at ways to make North Carolina more vital and, rebuild what we're going to expend out
Mhm.
because we are going to be spending some money. And so we're going to need to be focused on rebuilding that and policies that are around that. We're going to obviously have to look at how this infrastructure issue is going to affect the rest of North Carolina in terms of transportation projects. As you know, we have a STIP. We have approximately a $5.5 billion budget in DOT, and about $2.4 billion of that is maintenance, and the rest is for new infrastructure. So as we go down this road, the $100 million that we got from the federal government is not going to fix a whole lot. So we'll probably have a lot of work to do around what has happened in Western Carolina, but in terms of major policy, I still think that we're going to be looking at some taxing issues. There's always talk about how do we mitigate impact to our citizens in
Sure.
tax structure, whether it's personal property tax, whether it's business income tax, and
Okay. Let me just get the guys with the electric vehicles. You've got one, right?
yes, I do.
So a lot of the money that goes into the Department of Motor Vehicles, DOT maintenance for
Mhm.
highways and whatever comes from road use tax
Gas
or
tax.
from gas tax.
Yes.
So electric vehicles, how much gasoline do they use?
So they use zero.
Right. Okay. So what you're going to do to offset some of this? I don't know how significant it's going to be right now because there are not that many EVs out there.
Well, I can tell you that the answer to that, because we've already
You're already looking at it.
we already looked at it and we've already established. So we have electric vehicle fees that we initiated last budget cycle that essentially, so there's calculations based on each vehicle and what a potential person would pay for a gas tax. And it's typically around $240 a year per vehicle. And that's when we initiated the $180 electric vehicle fee
Okay.
to sort of offset that. So we see that will probably continue to move up to balance what we believe is equivalent to gas tax until that form of revenue is changed. And we continue to look for other ways of changing that revenue stream,
Right.
whether it's vehicle miles traveled and other ways, user fees, basically, just like gas tax is. Gas tax is a user fee. When you get gas, you pay tax. And so we initiated the electric vehicle fee. Every time you renew, you pay your yearly fee. But we see that to continue to go up to balance what we believe is equal to what a normal vehicle would pay for gas tax. The issue with electric vehicles, though, they're heavier. So they do have a little bit more impact on
The roads.
the roads.
Not like big trucks.
Right. And so as we keep talking about this technology moving forward and moving into larger vehicles, trucks and semis and that sort of thing. So there's a lot of other challenges that come with that. So on a semi, you have to have 2 battery packs. So those 2 battery packs are about 30,000 pounds. Well, our road,
That's for an EV.
for an EV.
Yes.
So our roads are not, our bridges are built to withstand about 80,000 pounds.
Mhm.
So, for example, a car carrier in gas has X amount of space for vehicles. That equivalent in an electric carrier would be half the load. So you would need 2 loads to equal 1. So there's a lot of
My.
challenges that are coming along with that as we move on down the road, and also weight capacity for bridges will probably have to go up.
Sure. And then of course we've got the I've talked with electrical companies, not electricians, but the big power companies.
Mhm.
Talked to a few of those folks over the last couple of years. They're not completely prepared for a complete takeover
No.
of their electrical grid system. They don't have the capacity to do that. So that's going to be a challenge for them as well.
Absolutely. I'm not sure if you've kept up with it, but Virginia, Governor of Virginia they're instituting a study or a program for small nuclear plants, because
Really?
nuclear technology has moved
Yes.
leaps and bounds.
Yes.
And nuclear power is not something that I think will go away, because now
Well, we
you can,
got ships that are designed to
Yeah.
operate for 25 years off of it.
well, and they're a small footprint, secure footprint, and they last a very long time,
Mhm.
and they have very high output. So I believe they did a press conference yesterday in Virginia. The governor of Virginia announced that they were investing in small nuclear facilities.
Of course, they've still got to get that all to the charging stations. So there's going to be actually physical grid
There's
capability.
grid
Going to have to,
capabilities.
yeah, that big old wire that's up there is going to have to be a bigger old wire that's hanging around.
That's right.
So there's a lot to be done. Phew.
So yeah, and North Carolina has a significant Toyota battery plant that
Yes.
has been in construction, and I think the first phase is complete, and they may be operational now, but huge. So I don't think it's going away.
No.
So I think we need to figure out how to embrace it, how to deal with it.
Yeah,
and
one
how
of
to-
the issues
support it.
that I had when we first started talking about it, of course, things will improve and they'll be faster, but a car pulling up to a gas station today, that place that I go get my gasoline has 12 pumps. 12 cars at the same time going to be filling up. It takes on the average of, for me, about 3.5 minutes. For some people who can't get their phones working to do whatever takes longer, but to 5 to 10 minutes to fill up a car. To charge a car, and they're going to be sitting in it in the wintertime or the summertime with the car running because they need AC and they need heat. So they're going to be sitting in their car while it's charging. To charge 12 cars that can fill up over 10 minutes each, say, there's going to be a significant increased number of charging
Oh,
stations.
yeah.
And that means a bigger footprint for those locations. Hope some planning is being done.
Well, there's been federal dollars that have been pushed down to the state. So I think we received $1.2 billion for infrastructure improvements across the state for electric vehicle charging. So I think in the future you will see charging stations at rest stops. You will
Sure.
see them at most gas stations. But again, it's not going away. But the infrastructure, challenges.
They got to work on it now,
Yes.
because the cars are
And it's
coming.
been slow rolling, to be honest with you. I think we're behind the curve a little bit, but we are making improvements.
Well, I hope so. Okay, anything pressing that we need to know about?
No, just want to thank you as always. For
Yeah, we want to
having
thank
me
you.
on,
We
and-
appreciate you and appreciate
And
you.
we encourage anyone that would like to sign up for the newsletter. We try to make it very
I'll put the
informative.
information on our
Yeah,
stuff
so
today.
That is
we try to just, make sure that folks know what's going on.
not blowing
in
smoke, but
Raleigh.
that's the only really good newsletter that I get, and I get a bunch of them.
Well, I will say, of course, Senator, thank you for all that you've done for us in Onslow County and Jones County also. And
That's not his county anymore.
yeah, I know, but
He still does it.
he was, and he still does.
Yeah.
But plus, your newsletter, your transparency is wonderful. And I also know personally through other people and myself that whenever we need to have a problem and we need help from our senator, that all you have to do is call him and he responds
he'll get it.
rapidly.
He gets it
And
done.
he spends hours. I know recently you spent hours helping someone with an issue. So
Well, thank you.
there you go. So when you go to the voting bowls,
Yeah.
remember that. And I'll see you out there because I've already signed up to work.
Oh,
So
thank you.
I have my shirt too.
And thank you. I hope you guys have a productive day, and please vote. Regardless
yes.
of who you vote for, please come
That's
out and
what I keep
vote.
Right.
harping on.
So thank you very much.
Senator Mike Lazar,
Thank
thank you,
you.
Have a
sir.
great day.
All right, don't go away. We will be right back.
Running for the Onslow County School Board. I want to put safety back into our schools as we desperately need it. I also want to put volunteer veterans in our schools to help with security and mentoring our students along with any other needs the schools may have for them. I want to roll out a new bullying campaign that will make it more severe for repeat offenders and to educate the community and our teachers and students about bullying. We also need to get our parents involved because it needs to start at home and let them understand that it continues outside of our school walls through social media and other platforms. We also need to enforce policies we have in place on vaping and drugs and make sure that we implement that evenly throughout the district at all schools. We all follow the same policies. If you truly want to see change in this district, the only real choice is to vote Lefevers on November 5th. And I approve this message.
Okay, we're back live on Local Real Talk, and we're going to we got another gentleman coming in here, but let's do a little bit of weather, and we're going to talk with it will be Miller time, so he'll be calling us in just a second or so. Is that right?
Yes, I just told him as I'm doing my part of the weather, go ahead and dial in,
All
and
right.
you can have them ready. And I got to find my weather.
Yeah, the Marine Outlook
There it
brought
is.
to you by Community Prevention Services of Jacksonville. Watching TV news, if you do it on normal lights, it can be a bit of a challenge even then. But during election season, especially as we're nearing the end of this year's mess, stress levels are high among most everyone who pays any attention to the election coverage on TV. Hopefully, I missed some good news stories, but every time I turned on my set, there were reports of murders. Pretty much every imaginable gruesome and scary story out there, enough to make me want to lock myself in a bunker and close the windows. That's the way I feel sometimes. Mix all of the violence with political strife, the people fighting among the family members, and I sometimes wonder why I even want to watch the news, but I do. Hiding under a blanket or ignoring the news of the day doesn't necessarily relieve stress either. In fact, for some of us, not knowing can be just as nerve-wracking as knowing. If you're one of the growing number of normal Americans trying to end the onslaught of negativity around us to a point that it's having a negative impact with your family, your friends, and your colleagues, this might be the time you need to talk with a professional. If you seek a little help, a little guidance soon enough, and you can reduce your stress level, your world will likely look a lot better. Don't take stuff personal. That's the best advice I can give you, and I'm not a counselor. At Community Prevention Services in Jacksonville, there's a staff of professionals that help people in the same situations every day. They listen, trying to find out exactly what triggers the little issues that can become major problems. Then they work on a treatment plan with you to help you gain control of your surroundings. It may sound easy, and while it's not impossible to correct, it can take a bit of effort working with the counselors to get you back on an even keel. Community Prevention Services, 918 Henderson Drive in Jacksonville. Call them today for an appointment. You'll be happy you did. 910-353-0972. Offshore today, small craft advisor through afternoon. If you got a small craft, don't do it. That's what knots, gust to 30, seas 3 to 5 feet, 2 to 3 near shore, but the inlet's going to be rough, even though it's 2 to 3 in the near shore. Inlet's going to be choppy, and those little small boats, 13-foot John boats, do not do it. Sounds and rivers choppy. Tomorrow, northerly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 3 to 5, about 2 feet near shore. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop. And on Saturday, northeasterly winds 15 to 20, gusts to 25, seas 4 to 6, except 2 feet near shore. Sounds and rivers choppy. Next week's going to look a little bit better.
And stay out of the water, man, overboard. And today, sunny with a high near 82. Oh, I'm sorry, this is 62. Sunny with a high near 62. North wind 5 to 11 with gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. Tonight, clear with a low around 39. Friday, sunny with a high near 70. And Saturday, sunny with a high near 74. And now it's our favorite time of the week.
Yeah, we may have to
It's
get
Miller
a
time.
call back in here. Chris, let's see if Chris is there by any
He said he was holding, so, well,
Okay. Chris, give us a call back. Line got disconnected during that exchange.
yep, there it is right there.
And it is that time. It's called
Miller time.
Miller time. Hello, Chris. What's up?
Good morning, my friends. How's everybody doing?
Oh, we're
Good
doing fine.
morning.
Trying to figure out how far away Connolly is from Jacksonville.
DH
Not
County.
too far, the Greenville area, so it's not going to be that that bad of a drive, but
So-
on the way home, and it's 9 o'clock, and it's it is kind of a dark road. So everybody be careful on the way home from the game Friday night.
We need to get a big old chartered bus and to have that on standby to go to these games every week. What do you think?
Oh, that'd be great. How you gonna pay for it, Rayford?
Daily News will do it for us.
I tell you what, that's the
Sure.
if we had that money, then we all would be right in the world.
Well, you can charge a fee to drive it, for folks to go and, give them a moon pie and a Pepsi Cola on the way. They'll be happy.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, moon pies and Pepsi Colas, they're back then.
Yeah,
And,
that's a staple here in Eastern North Carolina. For me, it was anyway, way back when. Anyway, how's it looking? What's cooking?
well, yeah. The Cardinals are at DH Conley in Greenville on Friday night. They're going to come off that tough loss against Havelock last week. I mean, they made a game out of it and had a chance to tie the game, but just fell short. Havelock is a really good team. But, Jackson will rebound. They'll play. You would think that they would play hard this weekend at DH Conley, which they've won 4 games and lost 3, so they're not a bad team. So if the Cardinals don't show up to play, they could get beat again. So, but I would suspect that they'll come out and play hard this Friday night.
So if they show up, we put that in the win column. Is that what you just said?
Well, if they play hard and do what they're supposed to, then they have a really good chance to win. But when you're dealing with high school kids and all the distractions and things like that, there's a reason why high school coaches, particularly high school football coaches, a lot of them get gray, even though they're in their 30s and 40s, is because they have to deal with some unnecessary, teenage drama sometimes. So that can be a little frustrating if you're a high school football coach.
I can just imagine that. And your team changes every year. So, I mean, good gracious, what you have this year is not what you're going to get next year. Sometimes it improves, sometimes it goes the other way.
Exactly, and that's what these coaches do is they really pay attention to the middle school programs. Some even pay attention to the recreation programs to make sure the kids are aware. Hey, I'm the coach here, and look forward to having you. Continue to work hard, just to kind of pep them up a little bit and give them a little motivation. But and that's what you have to do. You kind of have to. The high school football team is part of the community, and you have to kind of get the other players and coaches to kind of embrace the community and embrace going to those right games. So that's why teams like Havelock are pretty good, because they do those things.
Well, we're Cardinals are what, 5-1 now for the season?
Yeah, they're
so far?
5-1. They're 2-1 in their conference. So if things work out how we think they're going to be, Jacksonville, New Bern, and Havelock will all be conference tri-champions, because Jacksonville beat New Bern, but New Bern beat Havelock, and Havelock beat Jacksonville. So unless somebody loses, and then if they all win out, the 3 of them will tie for first place in the conference.
All right, go Cards. We can do it. We can do it. And by the way, you missed since you did not show up for the Cardinal game last week.
Oh, it was so good.
We had something up there in the stands that we enjoyed our refreshments.
We had hot chili, Chris.
I brought chili.
Hot chili. I was going to say the chowder that your family's known for.
Yeah, well, I don't know what I'll do next time. I might just do hot chocolate.
Okay, Chris, I have a question. Richlands, how about Richlands? Were they 7-0 now?
Yeah, it's been a while since they had a team like that.
Yeah, and be sure to say Richlands, not Richlands.
It's not Richlands.
Many years ago, I made that mistake saying Richlands, just saying it fast, and Lord, and they so those some great folks in Richlands, and it's one of those things where we can joke about it now, but boy, were they heated. This was 15, 20 years ago when I said that, and boy, were they heated. So, but yeah, the Wildcats are 7-0. They're off to the best start since 2003. So they're excited. They have a tough game this week against West Carteret, but then if they win there, and then White Oak wins, the White Oak Vikings and the Richlands Wildcats will tangle next week for to decide the conference championship.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I did a story, kind of hyping both teams up the other day, and told both teams that look, you're don't get lazy, don't get complacent. You have some tough teams. Don't look ahead. The same stuff that the high school coaches tell these kids anyway. But look, don't you got to keep on taking care of business, and then next week you can focus on the big game. So I think people really enjoyed it, and yeah, that's what it's about. You're trying to, I think we're kind of at a luxury being the local media. We're still professional. We're still, still trying to report the truth and everything. But when you're doing an editorial, you can have a little fun and promote the high school kids.
I hope so.
Promote the high school kids and make them feel good. And that's what, that's something you're really not able to do kind of at the college and professional level because everything's really strict and things like that. But, working with the local media and this, Rayford, you get to know the kids, you get to know the people in the community. And again, you get a chance to kind of, again, speak the truth, but you get a chance to hype them up a little bit.
Yeah, it's always fun to do that. So it's always good. Be what is it? Good to your school. Be good to your school.
We support all our schools here in Onslow County, but we
Except-
just Jacksonville
Except when they're
alumni.
playing the Cardinals.
So-
We don't support
Jason,
anybody playing
you
the
went to White
Cardinals.
Oak, didn't you?
I went to Southwest.
Oh, Southwest.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
You and Chris were enemies.
we have a pirate here, right?
Stallion.
Stallion, that's right. Who's the pirate?
I'm the
Why do
pirate.
I have-
Swansboro.
Swansboro. Oh, Swansboro.
Or as the locals call it, Swansboro. It's all right.
Swans. I call it the borough.
Okay, real quick, Chris, before we let you get out of here, because I know you got work to do, maybe. Trevor be gone. So is this a ship run amok? Nobody at the helm or what? Today
No,
it is.
we got some other people that we're working with, and at the end of the day, it's a team effort. We all work together. We all help each other out. If somebody needs something from my end to read a story or to get a piece of advice, and I'm willing to help. And same thing, other people. If I need somebody to look over a story or help me, then they help me. But we do have some other people that are that we're working with from other newspapers to kind of keep headed in the right direction. So we're like I said, I think we're all self-starters. We all do a great job, and we all work together. And like I said, teamwork makes the dream work.
There you go.
Well, thank you for the great job you do.
A week from Saturday night is going to be the Dancing Stars of Onslow County. One more time. I think this will be number 13 or something like that. Chris, you've never starred in that, have you?
We need to nominate
I think we
him.
need to nominate him to be
Oh,
subjected to the
yes.
abuses of the rest of Onslow County.
Good plan.
Yeah, I'll probably be the first person that the attendants start booing and throwing rotten vegetables at. So I'll
Second.
probably
No, we'll be your
Make a little
fan club.
I was first. You're second.
We'll be your fan club.
All right.
So, all right, thanks, my friends.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Chris.
it. You take care. All right, Tim
Okay.
Bobino, new sports editor.
I know.
extraordinaire.
We just love him.
Yeah,
He's just so.
And speaking, let's go ahead and take a quick break here. a final
Yes,
break here,
and we
we'll be
have to
right
get
back.
to
On
Jason.
the other side, don't go too far from your radio or your internet capability, whatever device you've got. We'll be right
I
back.
am Robin Knapp, the current Vice Chairman of the Onslow County Board of Commissioners. I would appreciate your vote on November 5th. I am known to speak my mind candidly, truthfully, and bluntly on issues that affect everyone within our county, regardless of political affiliation, religious beliefs, gender, race. I am not afraid to tackle tough issues like lowering our tax rate and appropriate funding for our EMS, firefighters, public safety, mental health, and domestic abuse issues. I fully support our county employees, and I feel this is a staff that is the glue that holds Onslow County together. I have shown strong and consistent leadership and will not be influenced by others, and I will vote my conscience, always in the best interest of our citizens and not for a particular group, regardless of rhetoric. I love Onslow County and her citizens, and I appreciate your vote and support. May God bless America, Onslow County, and all of you. Vote to re-elect Robin Knapp for Commissioner, a voice for the citizens. Paid for by the committee to re-elect Robin Knapp.
All right, Robin. Robin's never been one of those twinkle toe guys either, has he? He's never.
I don't know if I could get through watching him. I would be on the floor rolling the whole time just because it's Robin.
I just want to know who his partner would be.
Good question.
I mean, they got some 6 foot 2 inch tall female professional dancers out there too.
Well, on Dancing with the Stars, that
We
the
gotta bust
TV
out
program,
Robin.
there is one football player. He's like 7 foot or something. He's close to it. And his dancing partner, she's just a little thing. She's like 5'5".
Well,
like
she
me.
looks like she's little compared to him.
And
Right?
but they do a fantastic job. They compensate.
We got another dancing star.
So anyway, we have
Right
Jason Humphrey.
from Down East Heating and Air Conditioning.
Yes,
Your
sir.
HVAC guy. So how did you get roped into this? Did somebody get you at a weak moment, maybe in the middle of the night? You didn't know what was going on. You signed on the dotted line.
It was Candy Thompson. She can rope you in, and when I got the phone call, I was like, Candy. I was like, there's one bad thing about this. This white boy can't dance. And she said, Jason, it's not about dancing. It's about raising money. And we've had a great time learning our dances, but also raising money and getting involved in the community to help a great cause.
Okay, so you got a partner.
I do.
You got what they call the professional.
The professional, Maggie Allen. She has been a blessing to me to help me along the way.
Did she bring Band-Aids for her ankles or feet or anything?
She did not. She
Oh,
did
okay, well,
not.
she
But
was
we have
nice.
had a lot of laughs for sure.
I am
She fall down a lot.
I have not fell yet.
Okay.
So that's another blessing for sure.
Cool. It's for a great cause. We've talked about it this morning. We've talked about it. I've talked about it for 12 years now, 13 going on now. But anyway, it's for a great cause. It was the Onslow Women's Center
Correct.
For domestic abuse, domestic violence,
Right.
and now it's changed
Correct.
to, but it's the same cause, same thing, and it's to raise money to for the folks who are victims of domestic violence, male or female.
Right.
So that's what folks don't understand. Sometimes men can be the victims as well,
That's
and
correct.
I did not run into that too often in my time as a police officer, but I did run into it. And you would have thought that would have been a really big woman that took down a really small guy. No, he was a big guy, and he wouldn't fight him. And I had to arrest her.
Wow.
And she wanted to fight me. So that was, it was like, okay, I'm 6'2" and you're like 5'0". This is not going to work out too well for you.
Correct.
Okay, Jason, I have a question.
Okay.
Any previous dance experience?
None whatsoever.
What made you say yes?
How do you tell her no?
How do you tell Candy no? I mean, you can't,
Well,
but
we all know that.
yeah, right. But
We
you
love
know,
her.
mainly, like we said, it's going to be a great cause.
That's the selling point.
Raising money, but also getting to know other dancers
Okay.
that you may not know, but also just something fun for the community to come out and do on a Saturday night.
I cannot imagine before this event beginning 2012. Where did 700 people gather on a given night in October of all times? Where were they going together to have a fun party? And that's what it gets to be.
Oh yeah,
It's a blast, and you get food too.
right.
So, and you get camaraderie. You get to dress up. It's a really nice event.
Exactly, and here in Onslow County, that is the place to be.
Oh, it is.
And hopefully we'll see you there on October 26th.
We'll be
And
there.
We're there. Got tickets.
And
I just bought mine.
if you hadn't gotten your tickets yet, go to Facebook to Dancing Stars of Onslow County.
I've got all that information on here, and I'm getting ready.
They had 100 left as of our start time this morning. I don't know how many they got.
I know they
now,
have
so.
99 now. Okay. I'm going to go in and get the link for donations for your team.
Right.
So explain how that works
Yeah,
and
There are
why.
two facets to this whole deal.
Right.
Yeah, the link for my team, Jason and Maggie.
Jason and Maggie. Okay, I'm going to put that on here.
Go and donate. Every penny that is raised goes directly to the Onslow Victim Center. And also, our team is doing a raffle. Tickets are $100 for one, or you can get 3 tickets for $200.
Good deal.
And you get your pick of the winner would get the pick of a free whole home generator
What?
Or a free HVAC system.
Yeesh. I don't have. Do
So
you take cards? Do you have your card machine with you right
I
now?
don't have my card machine,
But
but
you can do it online.
you can
Well,
you can do it
I'm
online.
getting ready to get Jason and
My God,
Maggie's
that's a great
information
deal.
right here.
It is.
So we're going to get
Because
that.
I know
online.
what those things cost.
Oh yes. Oh
I've
yes.
had both of them replaced. They're expensive.
They can get expensive for
But
sure.
I'll tell you what, I haven't had to use my generator yet, knock on wood. However, I feel really comfortable. I sleep at night. So,
Well,
it'll be worth every nickel of it.
exactly.
When, not if, but when the power goes out here.
Exactly.
And besides that, if you get one, it's a preventative measure. Because I haven't had the power to even dip more than 15 seconds since I've had this thing installed. 15 seconds, it comes on automatically. But
Comes on and runs through its process, and it's
seamless.
it's very nice to have,
Yes,
and
it is.
peace of
Yeah.
mind.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So anyway, so that's a good deal. That's
It
even
is.
a really good deal.
It
So
is
$100 for one, 3 tickets for $200.
$200. You need to get them today or tomorrow. Drawing is tomorrow at 5:00.
Uh-oh.
Whoa. So,
Yes.
You
okay.
got some-
I'm
you got
putting
some
a
stuff to
link
do.
right now here on our pages to donate to Team Jason and wait a
Maggie.
minute.
So either a whole home generator, a big old
That's
home
right.
generator,
What
or
happened?
HVAC unit
Yes,
Almost
sir.
put-
to
there we are.
replace one or to add to or whatever.
That's correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow. Man.
Well, every time I do that, it comes up with a different dancer. What is going on?
Did you?
Somebody's infiltrated you.
I've got donate to Jason and Maggie. And when
He'll show
I
it to you
do
after the
that,
show.
oh, Jason, it says donate up here, says to Bill Mercer.
Don't donate to Bill. Donate to Jason.
Candy.
and
What's
Maggie.
wrong with Bill?
Well, no,
He's in the
because-
lead right now.
Oh,
yeah.
well,
Maybe that's
Yeah.
why he's in the lead right
let me,
now.
let me just click on Jason's.
Okay, Bill.
No, every time I click on you, it goes to Bill Mercer.
What did you do? Jason. Oh,
Oh,
he's one of those hackers.
Jason.
Mm.
Hey, Bill. Now, can you,
what's going on?
are you, let's talk a little trash about these other contenders. Bill, let's take Bill. He's an easy number.
Oh, well.
Easy mark. Can he dance?
I have not personally seen him dance.
Has
yet.
anyone seen him dance that you know?
I don't know. He's good at raising money, it looks like. So,
Yeah,
hey,
well, money that was destined for you, maybe.
well, possibly.
I think you've been hacked.
Uh-oh.
Everything I do goes back to Bill. No wonder he's got so much. Hey,
But
what's going on here?
on Facebook, Dancing with the Stars page, there has been some uploads of, I think, all the dancers now, and just a small clip of their dance, one of the dances that they are doing. So,
Yes, I've seen it.
So, what kind of dancing are you going to do? Don't give away the music.
no, don't give away the music. We are doing one jazz dance.
What jazz dance?
I love jazz.
How are you going to be dressed in this jazz
Um,
performance?
He's going to be fly.
it's going to be a tropical type theme.
Uh-oh.
So,
Wearing
just-
coconuts.
I am not.
Okay,
no.
just checking.
No, definitely not. Candy gave us strict orders of, not to embarrass her or us. So,
I was never
Right.
able to embarrass her, so you can't.
probably, yeah. Of course,
So I try.
it could turn over and Candy embarrass us though.
That
Can that happen?
can happen. Oh,
Yeah.
that can definitely happen.
Yeah. So, knowing Candy for several years now, I won't, give away her age, but
She's 29.
yeah.
Well, Jason, you're in second place for fundraising,
Yeah.
and there's still time, everyone.
You
To,
will be in first place if you
Go buy
if you
one of
get all
those
your money
tickets.
back.
That's right. Right.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
There
I
you
found
go.
a way to get to it.
All right.
All right, so I'm going to put that link on there right now, and we're good to go.
Good.
Yes. So after a night of practicing, usually practice what, for about an hour?
About an hour. We've been practicing once a week for about 3 months now.
Wow. So you go home, or are you tired? Or are you ready to do something?
You got the blood flowing,
Yes.
and actually we have been doing it mid to late morning during a weekday. So, finishing up with practice, going back to work, and you know, the energy is just there. And
Do any of your guys at work, do they give you some grief? Yes.
you know, I've been called Twinkle Toes.
I'm sure.
All right.
You know, it's like, are you crazy for doing this? But no, everybody has been really on board. Would I do it again if, you know, if the time ever came? You know, absolutely. I've had
that's good.
a lot of fun with it, and came out of my comfort zone.
Oh, man.
So
Done something I've never done before.
what does your partner say about your dancing abilities?
I need to smile more. Is that right? That's what she says. Smile more and make sure you look at the
I
audience.
kind of had that too when I did this thing back 12, 13 years ago. It's
Yeah.
like, smile more. I don't ever smile. First of all, my family knows that I don't smile. I haven't seen anything to smile about. I am smiling.
Right. Kind of like my daughter says, well, I'm happy on the inside.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. So your daughter, how old is she?
She is 26.
So does she give you any advice or any assistance?
She has not. I've tried to practice with her at the office some. It's like, Dad, I can't do this.
Why?
Dancing was never her thing. You know, the softball field was her thing.
Got it.
So, yeah.
Well, my granddaughter is the one who.
Oh, yes.
She's a dancer.
Yes.
Well, guess who came over to try to get me to do these things, and then all she did was make fun of me later on.
There you go.
That sounds
There's
like
certain
Gotcha good.
signs and things that I had to do with my hands. Oh Lord! But she still does that from time to time.
Did I ask? I'm not sure if I asked. Would you do this again?
I would.
Yeah,
I would do it
I
again.
did. Okay.
I sure would.
I can't wait to see everybody.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
I love
we'll be
dancing.
there front
Yes.
row. I don't bring tomatoes because
Oh, good. That's
some
good.
other folks brought them. For
No,
me.
you know. Never
I
ever.
caught them and saved them to go home and ate them.
Right.
So Jason, as far as the $100 for the generator, that content
It ends tomorrow.
that ends tomorrow. All right. Now, where do they go to
Buy the tickets.
buy the tickets?
They
on that?
can actually contact me on Facebook, Jason
Okay.
Humphrey, or they can contact me by my personal cell phone, which is 910-389-8899.
So you're carrying a lot of tickets with
All
you.
right.
I am.
How many of you sold so far?
We have sold roughly right around 200.
Cool.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good odds.
It is.
That's better
Wouldn't
than-
you
better than
be
a
so
lot.
mad if I was to do that and win?
I'd be happy for you because you need one.
He'd be like, I just bought one. He's been trying to get me to do it, and I've just been kind of holding back. I
Yeah.
had so many other
You won't
things
hold
to
back when
do.
you're without power for 3 days. I can tell you
Yeah, no, I'm
that.
just
Oh, yeah.
coming here.
And your freezer goes dead and all your stuff, you have to throw it away later on.
That's always a bad day.
Oh, it was a bad. I had 3
Yeah.
freezers full.
Ooh,
I got a generator.
yeah, exactly.
Got a caller. Good morning. Who's this?
This would be Marty Thompson.
Competition.
We're getting ready to have a
This
slowdown.
trash talking coming on.
Here comes the trash.
Oh, no, it wasn't a little bit of trash talking. Is Twinkle Toes still there?
Twinkle Toes is here.
I've got to let people know how good a fella he is. We're all in it for friendly competition this year. We're all in it, but I did the ride from the mountains to the coast last week. I don't know many people would still be a sponsor, and they're dancing in it the same year. So I appreciate you, Jason, and your family. And I know I can't wait to see you up there on stage. It's going to be a hoot. Just like, I guess, I finally learned after about 6 years, they're not laughing with me. I guess they're laughing at me.
That's not true.
I was laughing with you. I was cheering you on.
Yeah.
Candy told me to.
Right.
But Marty puts so much heart into
Oh
everything
my God, yes.
he does with us. So
You don't think
Yeah, I
the
just
arm
wanted
gets
to always-
twisted a little bit? do you?
a little bit of twisting of the arm, maybe so.
Well, actually, in his case, he is so wrapped up in it that he's dancing in his sleep at nighttime, according to sources.
Mm, mm.
I've heard that.
I have to Hey, I've already went through my routine by myself in one of these empty houses over here on Atlantic Construction properties this morning already. So every day I'm practicing 3 or 4 times a
Wouldn't it
day.
be funny?
My boss man ain't on here.
Oh, he's
Wouldn't
probably
it
is
be
now, Jason.
funny?
Oh my.
Wouldn't it be funny though if somebody just had to be peeking through the windows and they see Marty in there doing
They'd
pirouettes
be
and
calling the sheriff's
You know.
office and say, hey, call the sheriff's office, say, we got one over here that needs maybe a white coat.
Exactly. But I agree, Marty. It's definitely going to be a great time, and
Oh yeah.
and looking forward
I
to it
can't
for
wait.
sure.
I just, I know a few people in it, but some people I don't know nothing about. It's just going to be interesting to sit back and when you're off, when your time's come and gone, and you can watch the other ones dance. That's what I like to do. Of course, Friday night you're going to know because Friday night for me is more nerve wracking than Saturday night because
Dress
the lights
rehearsal.
are on. All your peers are right there looking at you.
Right.
Because everybody gets their costumes on and sitting there, and when it's your turn to dance, it's your turn to dance, and then everybody goes through it the first time, goes back, changes to their second costume. Nobody misses nothing that night.
Yeah.
That's more nerve wracking for me. It might not be for you, but for me, it is.
Well, a few years ago, it was kind of nerve wracking for the rest of us when you were out there dressed like Lady Godiva. That was a little bit too
Whoa.
much.
oh my
Hey,
gosh.
I'll tell you, like I've been telling people the last 6 years, whatever it takes to win, I'll do it.
Uh-oh.
I believe Elvis was in the building one time too, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah. Elvis
Thank
does.
you. Thank you very much.
Elvis does show up. He will show up. Well, Marty, good luck.
You just got to have fun with it.
Yep.
I was
That's right.
expecting some better trash talk. I mean, I was getting geared up for this.
Well, Marty does some trash talking, but he likes Jason. This wasn't the thing.
I just have to say,
Yeah,
this
I
is a
like
great event, and thank you all
So,
for being
Marty,
a part of it.
who do you not like up there? Just don't give a name.
Well, I'm not gonna-
Just
I'm not going.
let's do a little trash
Hey.
talking about one of these other individuals.
I'm talking trash to BM. I mean,
Oh, him.
I know he's been taking. I know he's been taking money out of Jason's pocket to be in first place.
Uh-huh.
Ain't no way he should be in first place.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to say that Mr. Mercer's doing that, so I'm not going to call a name. But
Well, I can't
Now I
wait.
know for a fact. I don't know any other kind of dance he can do. I have seen him on the dance floor shagging. He can shag, but he can't do shagging. Dance. You can't do both. If you do, you ain't gonna win.
I'll explain to you later what somebody told me who was a professional shagger, what they told me, what it was like to be a shag dancer. But I can't do it over the air.
All right, Jason. Let's practice. Let's practice a lot this coming week.
We got to.
I'll see you next.
All right, let me know where you're at, and I'll go. I'll go and sneak up and see what you got going on.
Oh, I can't wait.
Vista K. You know where Vista K is?
I know where Vista K is.
Just look for the truck. All right, Marty. Be safe out there.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
All
Bye.
right.
Uh-oh, somebody's thrown it out there. They said they've seen Bill Mercer and he can dance. Uh-oh.
Shagging. That's
Uh-huh.
what Marty said. He's a shagger.
Bill Mercer.
Uh-huh.
Right, okay. Yeah, somebody else said they've seen him in dance and he can definitely dance.
Ruh-roh.
But I'm going to tell you what, shagging is so different from when you're doing things like jazz. That's why I could never shag, because I had been a jazz dancer for many, many years. And it gets into your muscle memory. And then when you try to change that to shag, it does not mix.
If I'll mute the mics here for a second and I'll tell y'all what it is. Y'all will laugh, right?
Right.
The description that was given to me by a professional shagger was, I'll tell them off mic. Hold on.
Y'all didn't want to hear that.
That's probably about accurate too, from what I've seen. Yep. But anyway, I know everybody's wondering.
Right.
Oh well,
Yeah.
you get them wondering. We'll find out if that fits.
I'm sure Bill's going to be prepared, and as all the dancers will be, and
So how many total dancers this year? 10?
10
10 teams.
It's awesome.
Yay.
teams.
So what is your Well, is she an instructor? I know she's a pro, but is she also an instructor?
She is. She works there at the dance theater,
Oh,
and also
so she knows what she's doing.
she does. She does. And,
So if she can deal with little kids, does she think she can deal with you?
sometimes I wonder if her 3-year-olds are probably a little bit better to
I'd like to ask her
to
that
teach.
question. So tell us one of the questions that I would be asking.
right. Yeah, I will let.
Yeah, maybe we'll call her one day next week or something.
Yeah,
We just
yeah.
call her.
Yeah.
Or maybe invite her in. You know, all the dancers invited to come in here. I'd wait for a team to come in so they could do a little soft shoe up here, not their dance,
Oh,
and we'll play no
yeah.
music,
Soft shoe.
just do a cappella dancing.
Mhm.
Mm.
I'll wear my tap shoes next week and come.
There you go.
Would you?
You got the floor over here. And,
Sure.
We got the floor.
I still have all my shoes and costumes too. So
about that.
Really?
yeah, it's just
I want to
something
know why.
because I loved dancing and it was such a big part of my life. And tell him, Jason, doesn't like when you get in there and you start dancing, doesn't it make you feel good?
It does.
No matter how bad of a day you've had, you go in and you start dancing. You've got the music going. You got the steps all coming together. It just makes you happy. And when you leave and you're done, you're in such a good mood.
That's
It's great
I guess
therapy.
that's the same thing I get at the range when I'm punching holes in targets.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, it just makes you feel good, doesn't
It
it?
does. You know, you kind of look. The world outside is
Hectic.
ridiculous. Oh yeah, ridiculous. But when you go in that room and you start dancing, you know, you kind of forget about everything.
You forget about everything.
And
And it
yeah.
makes you energetic. I would go home at night and just like ready to paint an entire room.
Mhm.
So energetic, but it does. Dancing just brings out so much in you. And I'm happy to hear you feel that way because it means he's really getting into it. Y'all watch out.
right.
There you go.
Exactly.
Let's get her on. Get her
Jason's
done.
about to get out there and just like step it up.
There you go. There you
Jason,
go.
appreciate you coming in
Yeah,
this
it's
morning.
been
Well, thank you
great.
very much. I appreciate the invite, and
And let us know who
Enjoy it.
wins whatever they win.
I will. I definitely will.
Just you can give us a call Monday or something, or
Yes, I
send
put
us a
your-
note.
And I put all your information out here too so anybody wants to buy a ticket, $100 ticket for a generator. We've got his
$200
telephone.
for 3 tickets. I mean, triple your opportunities here.
Did I miss that?
$200 for 3 tickets.
200 for 3 tickets.
I'll get it with you later.
Sounds like a plan.
now she's really going to get one.
Right.
All right. There you go.
Well, it's for a good cause too.
It
I've been trying to donate to
Mhm.
different people. So
That's an enticement. If there's nothing else out there, that is a heck of an enticement.
It is.
and even if you don't win, look at what good it does.
Yeah.
Look where it
And
goes.
somebody's going to win.
And you don't have those high administrative costs like you have with some of these other nonprofits and
Yeah,
stuff.
there you go.
It goes straight to the
Yep,
to
they
the
get it- They
victims.
get it all.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yes.
sounds good.
Every time.
All right, Jason. Thank you.
Thank you very
Take
much.
care.
Appreciate it.
All right,
win, and we'll have you back in.
Jason. Jason Humphreys.
If not, well, thank you,
so,
Jason.
Yeah,
I
just-
have got some huge news.
Uh-oh. What?
I have been getting numerous texts and numerous pictures from pictures from a lot of people.
about.
There are lines at the polls. Lines.
I told you there would be.
It's going. Well, I told you it was. This year is going to be some surprises, but
Mhm.
I have. Royce sent me a picture.
I'd like to know from some of these individuals who are voting now today, all the folks that are going. So maybe we can push them tomorrow.
Look at the comments. I'll post them, but they're lined all the way down the sidewalk by the
Maybe
parking lot.
maybe we can encourage these folks to call in and tell us what brought them out in droves.
Good
Is there something that
Lord.
really has
I've never
rocked
even
your
seen
boat?
this on election day. And then Mike McHugh sent me a picture, and 20 minutes after the polls opened, first day of early voting,
today?
there is a line all the way to the sidewalk
In
there
Swansboro.
too in Swansboro.
Amazing.
Curtis Ramsey sent me a message and said that the line was too long. He couldn't vote. He have to go back later because he couldn't wait.
Well, the polls are open until 7:30 each
Isn't
night,
that
except Saturdays. They close at
crazy?
3:00 on Saturdays. So you've got today until 7:30 to vote. You got tomorrow from 8 till 7:30.
Yes.
Monday, same thing through next week. But Saturdays is 8 until 3:00. Got a caller here. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. How y'all doing?
Hey,
I don't know.
Steve.
It's Monday.
Yeah, I was trying to sneak in under the wire. I know y'all not as constricted by time nowadays.
No,
Yeah,
we
it's
got
true.
you. What's up?
I got you. I just wanted to first comment on the interview that Brett Baer did with Kamala Harris last night.
Mhm.
I thought he was a very aggressive interviewer in that.
Which you should be.
I think he did a good job. I think a few times he talked over her instead of letting her answer. It's hard for her to foot in her mouth if you don't let her talk. But I didn't expect him to be quite so aggressive, but he did a good job.
Okay, from one who hasn't
did-
seen the thing intact yet, help me out here. Was he? Because I'm hearing from all sorts of people, as you can imagine. Was
right.
he when he was talking over her? Is it because she was not answering the question that he asked? This is what I've been told, but I do not know because I did not watch it. Yeah,
Right. At that time, at times she was diverting, and that was going to be my next comment. Is that she did avoid some questions.
Okay.
I would fully agree to that.
It's a shame.
She did the political two-step on some of them, and some he was trying to redirect her, but at times he was moving on to another question as she was answering the question he just asked.
Okay.
So he wasn't trying to redirect her back to the same question. He was going on to the next question, which was, but that, like I say, your criticisms of her, some of them are valid. I would agree with some of them.
Well, I haven't had too many yet, but because I haven't seen the
Well, not
interview.
just you, but the
everybody.
show as a whole this morning. The show as a whole this morning. That a lot of the criticisms are valid.
Uh-huh.
My argument would be that now you need to reply those same criticisms to Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
He did a town hall with Kristi Noem was the moderator, where after 5 questions he decided he wasn't going to take no questions anymore and stood there and just swayed to music for 39 minutes. So he did far worse at answering questions in a much more friendly environment.
Okay. Now who was he answering questions from? Was it a news
town
person?
hall.
Or was it at a
No,
news
it was
person?
a town hall, but
It
was a town hall in Pennsylvania.
It was a town
Kristi
hall.
Noem was the
I'm sorry, Steve. for
Kristi Noem was the
interrupting.
moderator. That's okay.
Okay.
Twice they had episodes of people fainting, and
Really?
so he stopped, and there was a 30-minute lull in it, and they did play music and all that, but they were, I guess,
Why did
clearing
they stop when they fainted?
out of respect for
That's a good
them,
question.
So,
Wow, I
That's a
mean,
good question.
I got respect
That's
too, but I mean, you guys come in and haul these folks out. Come on.
well,
Get it
he's
done.
done that at
Well,
other
wasn't that-
rallies where somebody's passed out, and he's like, hold up. And
Well,
Dang, my
I
computer
can
just
understand
reset.
that if you want to be compassionate, but I mean, I
Right.
got to get the job done. There are things to be done, and I don't have but a little bit of time. I would say, okay, guys, you're handling. Is there anything I can do for you? Nope, we got it. Good.
Right.
Moving on.
Right.
well,
That's
gonna be
me.
my point.
but he's always done that.
Yeah,
He's
well.
always that's what he chooses to do.
All right. Well,
So is it right or wrong?
I would-
so did he
I-
stage these
wait a
people in
minute.
the audience to faint on
Oh,
cue?
Rayford,
What?
you're
Hey, wait a minute.
I
Wait a
gotta
minute,
ask
guys.
questions.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
He's had people faint at his rallies. He's had people faint before, and he does stop, and they all stop. The emergency professionals are
Right.
taking care of it, and then they go on with the show.
Uh-huh.
He said, nobody wants to hear any questions no more. Let's just turn this into a musical. And he told them to turn the music on, turn it up loud, and just stood there for 40 minutes swaying on stage and
Well-
didn't answer any questions. He got 3 weeks to go to an election, and he had nothing to say to the American people. He just stood there for 39 minutes dancing on stage.
Was he
So
a
I'm
good
not trying
dancer?
to be super critical of him,
Right.
but I'm just saying that if you're being objective, he did far worse in a much more friendly environment.
I have to go back and watch it. I still have that because that one organization, media that follows him, they have it in its entirety. So, and I've
Right.
only seen a
Right.
few minutes of it, so I can't really comment with any type of opinion because I've got to go back and watch it.
And I understand, and I appreciate that opinion. I did watch it, and because I wanted to hear what he had to say,
Right.
he didn't say anything. They asked him 5 questions, and the responses he gave had nothing to do with the questions that were asked.
Well, my
And then he
honest
just
opinion
abandoned it.
on every time that Kamala gets up there, every time that Trump gets up there, I have yet heard any formative plans on what they're going to do. And I was just on Kamala's website earlier today. Have you been on there yet?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
I have not gone on and read her 88-page.
Right. Well, I started reading it
agenda that
because
she got.
I'm trying to be objective, but it's I have yet, let's just say so far what little bit I have read, I have yet to see anything other than we're going to make this better. We're going to make that better and different things. And it's the same thing if you go Trump's website. It's the same thing. Nobody's really saying what they're going to do. Everything is like, I plan on doing this and that. And look, as president, you can say you're going to do this and that, but it's not up to you. It's up to your Congress. They're the ones who vote on it. And so I'm going to read it. I'm going to finish reading it. And then I'll be able to actually comment with my opinion. But I just want to hear something other than I used to be an aggressive prosecutor, and when I'm president, I'm going to be aggressive. Okay, aggressive what? I don't want to hear you're going to be aggressive. I want to see that plan written out.
What you're going to do is all I want to know from both of them. If I can hear both of them tell me specifically what they intend to do. My plan, my desires are to do this, and this, and here's how I would want to do it. And hopefully I'll have a Congress that will agree with me. But you got to be specific before you get my.
And I'm not saying that what I've read so far is bad, because what I'm reading is you have a writer and a team who writes this up for you, and they make it look glamorous. And that's every single politician out there running on the federal level. That's what they do. They make they can say,
right.
I went duck hunting and found an injured bear and saved it or something like that. I mean, you do these things, you toot your horn. But I want to see policy. I want to see what exactly are you going to do. Not like, we're going to make it better.
Steve and I went duck hunting.
Honest criticism, guys.
Steve and I went bear hunting, and we went duck hunting, and we found an injured bear, and we had bear steak that night.
Rayford.
Yeah. Hey, guys, not to jump completely onto a different Donald Trump topic, but I want to get this one out there before I get out of here. We've all heard the story of how Donald Trump sat down with the leader of the Taliban, slid a picture of his house across the desk, and told him if he harmed one American that he was going to kill him, and then Donald Trump got up and walked out. We've all heard that, right?
I've heard stories. I don't remember that specific, but go ahead.
Tim told you that story on the show.
Okay.
But anyway, he was on with Glenn Beck. Trump was yesterday, and Glenn Beck brought up that story about him having a meeting with the leader of Taliban, sliding the photograph over and all that. Trump's response to it was, no, that was actually a phone call. So the whole story about him sliding that photo across the table and telling the leader of Taliban he was going to kill him and getting up and walking out after that, Trump says that's not true.
Okay. Tim may have said it, but I don't remember it that way. I don't remember it at all, to be honest with you. I just don't recall it. I don't know how long ago was that when he said this?
When Tim was just on a few weeks ago.
Okay.
You can go back and look at your own archives if you want to, but wow, really, you don't remember that?
No, I don't remember that. There's a whole lot of things that happened I don't remember.
I did good to remember yesterday.
Okay.
I couldn't find my winter shoes this morning.
When that story comes up again, just know that Donald Trump.
I don't ever.
It didn't happen.
Seriously, I don't.
If you don't remember, it really has very little significance. That all these Trump supporters have been going around telling this story, and Trump comes up and says, "No, that's not true." And they've been telling this story for 4 years now.
Oh wow!
But anyway,
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't remember it.
We can rehash all this tomorrow when we just were very busy today and
all right, tomorrow. Thank you, Steve. We will.
Thanks, Steve. You too.
You take care. Tomorrow we're going to have our Secretary of Insurance, our Commissioner.
My favorite commissioner,
Mike Causey is out there in the western part of the state, and we're working out a time. That's what I was been doing over here too.
Right.
So we're working out a time for him to be on tomorrow morning.
Is he coming in or calling?
No, he's calling in.
He needs to come in.
He's in the western part of the state.
I don't care.
That's
It's a
400 miles
4 hour.
away.
He's got a trooper that drives for him. He could be here in a couple hours.
400 miles. I don't want to ride with him. And I ain't going to be driving him either. But no, it's he's got a lot that's going on. The state's got a lot that's going on. Of course, you know, the western part of the country. That's all I hear.
Well, God bless him for being
I was
out
talking
there.
to a guy
'cause-
who was from Finland, but he's now living in Texas. He was asking me how it was in North
Yeah.
Carolina because of Helene last night. So
I want
I'm
to
like,
ask
wow.
him about too that there was a story out and it was I'll have to go back and get the particulars, but it was an insurance company that pulled out of North Carolina just a couple days after that storm happened.
Like, yeah, it's
Yes,
not that
and
uncommon,
there's-
unfortunately.
Yeah, and to Miss Laura, one of our listeners, she's in Mitchell, North Carolina. She said they still don't have
Oh,
water.
yeah.
So bless you.
It's going to be just to get the water back is going to be a mess.
Yes.
Just trying to get it back, but then to get it clean and safe, to make sure it's safe. Not that it isn't already, but they got to make sure over a period of time that it is safe
Well,
to
that's
consume.
just like Senator Lazara said, the infrastructure has been so damaged,
Yes.
and that's not something you can just lay out in 1 month's time. It takes time.
All right, we shall see you tomorrow. I'm not sure who else we've got coming in.
Well,
we do have the insurance commissioner.
Yes.
So we'll be chatting with him. Have a great rest of your day. Got it? Go ahead and
Right.
salute again, but use your other hand this time. There you go.
Well, I'm not military. And actually, never mind. I'm
You were the Boy Scouts, though. There you go.
Girl Scouts. Girl Scouts.
You're now the Boy Scouts.
We're not going to go there with this.
Okay. You're live and local, Real Talk. We do appreciate you listening to us and watching us this morning. And I'll have a haircut by tomorrow this time, so it'll be much more better.
Oh, okay. Much more better.
Much more better.
Can't get
I'll be
can't
a little bit lighter, and I'll have to wear
can't
a
get
hat.
no worser.
I'll have to wear a. You think this is about as bad as I can get? All right, we'll see you tomorrow. I got to have a chat. Have a great rest of your day and be safe.